The world had always looked up to the sky, wondering if we were alone in the universe. But on the night that changed everything, the stars seemed to come alive. A flash in the sky, a streak of light so bright, it lit up every corner of the world. People initially thought it was a comet, a rare celestial event, until the news channels began broadcasting a message, one that sent chills down the spine of every human being on the planet. Good evening, citizens of Earth. We are the Azorans, the rulers of the Alpha 12 galaxy. This is your final warning. You have 72 hours to surrender your planet or face total destruction. We will not tolerate resistance. You are not our first encounter, nor will you be our last. Choose wisely. The message ended, and the world fell into an eerie silence. A silence so heavy, it felt as though the air itself had thickened. The weight of the words hit everyone simultaneously. An alien force had declared war on Earth, a battle humanity hadn't prepared for. The next day, the sky was filled with something that no human had ever expected to see. Ships, enormous, impossible ships, thousands of them, hovering above every major city. Some were dark, ominous, and silent. Others shimmered with blue lights that stretched across the horizon. Some ships were shaped like massive pyramids, others like enormous spheres, pulsating with an energy so raw it seemed to devour the very air around them. Humanity stood frozen, staring at the sky. The first wave came before anyone could react. Cities that once thrived with life were reduced to rubble in a matter of minutes. Powerful rays of energy rained down from the ships, tearing through buildings, reducing everything in their path to ash. What was left behind was nothing but desolation and fire. People of Earth, you are weak. The Azoran leader's voice echoed through every television, every speaker. Your time is over. But humanity didn't surrender. They fought back. It began in secret, with a coalition of nations forming an alliance for survival. Weapons were forged. Technologies, hidden from the public eye, were activated. The resistance began. Led by Commander Julia Rain, humanity's last hope, they set out to turn the tide. Julia was a woman of unwavering determination, known for her brilliant strategies. But this was unlike anything she had ever faced. The world was tearing apart. Cities were falling, and lives were lost by the second. The Azorans' technology was far beyond anything Earth had developed, but humanity's resilience ran deeper than any technology. Sitting in a command center, Julia surveyed the damage. The screens before her displayed map after map, all with red dots marking the locations of Azoran warships. We can't let them win, Julia muttered to herself, her voice firm yet tinged with fear. The world had to fight back, and if there was any chance of survival, they had to strike first. Commander, an officer called out. We've just received new intel. The Azorans are beginning to target more than just our military bases. They're targeting civilians, infrastructure, everything. They're erasing us from existence. Julia clenched her fists. This isn't just an invasion, it's a purge. As the days passed, the war raged on, with both sides taking heavy casualties. But despite all the destruction, humanity held on. The resistance continued to strike, using every weapon at their disposal. But the Azorans weren't giving up. Every time they were pushed back, they came harder. Then came another message, one more terrifying than the last. The Azoran leader's voice echoed once more, colder this time. You are wasting your resources. Your military is weak, and your resistance is futile. This is your last chance. Surrender now, or your world will cease to exist. But Julia knew surrender was not an option. The resistance, though fractured, was growing. Every day, more humans joined the fight. Volunteers, soldiers, scientists, all coming together with one goal: to push the invaders off their planet. But time was running out. They were losing. As the battle escalated, Earth's last hope was placed in the hands of Julia and her team. After weeks of planning, they learned the location of the Azoran mothership, the heart of their command structure. The Resistance launched a full-scale attack, sending every fighter they had to strike at the mothership. "Commander Rain, the fleet is ready," said one of Julia's officers, his voice tense. "We're going in." "Do or die, people," Julia responded, her face hardening. "Let's make it count." The battle over the Azoran mothership was unlike anything humanity had ever seen. The Resistance's ships, outgunned and outnumbered, fought with everything they had. But the Azoran fleet was massive, and it wasn't just advanced weaponry they faced. The Azorans had something more, something ancient. Julia, leading a squadron of ships into the heart of the enemy fleet, watched as their fighters dove and swerved, dodging enemy fire and engaging the Azoran warships. But every victory was met with the grim realization that they were only buying time. The Azorans had the upper hand. Then came a shocking turn of events. The Azoran leader, his voice booming across the battlefield, broadcasted a new message. "You think you've won? You think you understand the game? You are nothing compared to what is coming." Julia's eyes narrowed. "What game? What are they talking about?" The battle didn't stop. The sky above Earth was alive with fire, destruction, and chaos. It seemed like the universe itself was holding its breath. But deep within the Azoran mothership, Julia and her team made their way to the central command hub. The room was vast, empty, save for a single figure in the center, the Azoran leader. His figure was tall, looming, and his eyes glowed a cold, unnatural blue. "You are determined, human," the Azoran leader said. "But you do not know the truth." "What truth?" Julia asked, her voice steady despite the fear gnawing at her insides. "The truth that this war was never about resources," the Azoran leader replied. "This war was never about conquest. This war is about survival, yours and ours. The rift has begun, and Earth is the key to stopping it." Julia's brow furrowed. "The rift?" The Azoran leader's eyes glowed brighter, almost blinding. "The rift, a tear in the fabric of space and time. It has been slowly expanding, threatening to swallow all of existence. We Azorans have been trying to close it for millennia. But now it is too late. You humans have activated it, and there is no going back." Julia's mind raced. "So, we're not just fighting for our planet. We're fighting to stop the universe from collapsing?" The Azoran leader nodded. "Exactly. But you will fail. You cannot stop it. Not even you." Just then, the ground beneath them began to shake. The air crackled with energy, and time itself seemed to bend. The rift, it was opening. Julia understood the magnitude of what was happening. She had to act, and she had to act fast. "We have one chance," she said, turning to her team. "We disable their core and close the rift. Now!" The team charged. Explosions rang out as they fought their way toward the control center. But with each step they took, the Azorans retaliated with unimaginable force. The battle was intense, but Julia's resolve never wavered. She couldn't let humanity lose. In the final moments of the battle, with the rift tearing apart the fabric of space, Julia made a decision. She activated the device that would seal the rift, but it came at a terrible cost. "I'll do it," she whispered, looking at her team. "I'll be the one to close it." No one else. I'm the only one who can do it. Commander! Ezra, her closest officer, shouted. You can't! It's too dangerous! But it was too late. Julia activated the device, and a blinding light filled the room. The rift began to close, but so did her life force. She felt herself fading as the device hummed, sealing the tear in time. The energy around her pulsed, and she knew it was over. The universe would survive, but she would not. The Azorans retreated. The rift was sealed. The world watched in silence as Julia Rain, the woman who saved humanity, disappeared into the light. But her sacrifice would never be forgotten. The war was over. Earth had won, but at a price. Julia Rain's legacy lived on, a symbol of humanity's strength, courage, and the unbreakable will to survive. And though the Azorans had been defeated, other worlds were still watching. The battle for Earth had ended, but the war for the universe had only just begun.